All of this square energy is causing so much friction on June the 15th to where something is going to, or someone is going to explode, something is going to be broken down, and there's going to be something that is going to cause you to think about or give you an opportunity to start something on a clean slate. Scorpio, Spirit has urgent messages for you about June the 15th. And while I shuffle your cards, I'm going to tell you about a dream that I had this rising, okay? And I mentioned that dreams are going to be very vivid in yesterday's upload. I hope that you caught yesterday's upload. If you didn't, go ahead and check it out. But I told you that there are going to be some vivid dreams. There are going to be some activations and things like this that are going to take place. You understand? And yesterday was the full moon in Sagittarius. And you got the prairie dog that jumped out first with 2 blank cards. This is the medicine cards. This deck is called the medicine cards, okay? While you got the horse on the bottom of the deck, Scorpio, this is telling you to take action on something, to break free from something or something of that nature. It's time for a new beginning with these 2 blank cards. There's an opportunity for you to create a new blank slate. Okay, I'm going to get into the dream while I shuffle your cards, like I said, and we're going to read the prairie dog story out of the book. Welcome to the Sacred Space. I hope you're doing well, and I'm glad you're here, by the way. But yeah, we're going to talk about the dream now. The dream, and we're going to also talk about the transits for June the 15th, because there's going to be 2 major squares. Now, when something is squaring off, that's not a cohesive, that's not a happy energy. Okay. I think it's Jupiter squaring off with Saturn, and Mars squaring off with Uranus. Yeah. Now, in my dream, there you got the Ace of Pentacles. We're going to talk about the energy of the tarot and everything too. And this is the Vision Quest Tarot. So, and aces are about new beginnings. Okay. So for some of you, there's a situation where you're going to be called to go off and do your own thing and to commit to something new in order to, and the Mars is one of our ruling planets. It's the first one before we learned about Pluto. Okay, Scorpio. And then look, in my dream, I was going through all of these different doors. I was teleporting, and what do you call it? I wrote it down in my dream book. Let me get my dream book right here. But yeah, that was I was teleporting. I wrote it down. If you don't have a dream book, you should get one and keep it right by your bed, because they come in handy when you can't remember those dreams. I was going through like these secret doors, like these passage, like it was like, I would call them secret doors. I would go through one door and through another door, and it was like I was kind of going through like this maze, or like at one point in the dream I was getting away, like going through a what do you call that? Like an escape room. You know what I'm saying? It was like there was this escape room. And one part of the dream, there was like, I was going from room to room, like I was going in like a labyrinth or something. But I couldn't see the labyrinth. But in hindsight, when I was writing it down, it seemed like I might have been in like a labyrinth, and I was going into like different rooms. And this room was leading to this activity was going on in here, where it was people trying to hurt somebody, and then you have to escape, you know what I'm saying, out of this room, out of this door, and like go through this maze to get away from these people. There was a scene where it might have been a room where it was scientific projects and things going on. And all of this is like behind closed doors in these secret rooms and everything. And so I was witnessing these things, and I was going through all these different doors, and I was like transporting and teleporting. But I wrote it all down. I wrote it all down. And in one scene, I remember vividly where Ice Cube was in it. And he was with this, he had a girlfriend and she had a baby. The baby wasn't his. The baby was actually Bruno Mars's baby. And so I had to go and search. I know that I already knew that I was gonna say Snoop Dogg, but Ice Cube, I already knew he's a Gemini. But when I looked him up, his birthday is June the 15th. And then I went to AstroSeek to see if there was major transits taking place on June 15th, 2025. And that's where I found this information of Mars square Uranus inside of Leo, inside of the zodiac sign Leo. And then Jupiter is squaring off with Saturn inside of the sign of Cancer. So I really feel like there's some karmic lessons, something on June the 15th. What this is telling me is that Jupiter is about expansion and Saturn is about like learning something. Inside of the sign of Cancer, we're talking about something that may have to do with your family. Mars is taking action. Uranus is expansive like Jupiter energy. And so the two in this, Uranus is radical change. And if Mars gets connected in with something like Uranus energy and it's squaring off, that's like somebody or something could be like blowing up. Something may get blown out of proportion. When it comes to like family matters, June the 15th is Father's Day. It's something like that. Leo is connected to like the lion. The lion, the male lion, protects the pride or something like this. You may be dealing with someone who blows things out of proportion. They have a big ego. They have this big pride or whatever it is, or something like that. But it's something connected to, you know, maybe learning life's lessons, or maybe with Saturn, that's like the old traditional kind of way of doing something. So things make the tension and the energy may build, and getting grounded is going to be the first thing for you to do. If this happens for you with the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles, that's grounding energy. That's the first thing you need to do. If you get involved in a situation like that, and you got this prairie dog, that's my dog. It could be with a friend, a close friend or something like that. 4 plus 7 right here, 47. That's 11. That's justice. That's balance. That's contracts. And so Bruno Mars is born on October the 8th, 1985. And so that's Libra energy. He's a Libra. That's connected in with the relationships. And his name is Mars. And then when I looked it up, Mars is connected, and Mars is squaring off with Uranus on June the 15th. But every time that the girl would mention Bruno Mars's name, Ice Cube would get so jealous and upset with her for even talking about her baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? So you may be dealing with someone who is jealous, they're insecure, but they're prideful and boastful. They won't admit that they're insecure. But every time you say something about your ex or your, child's mother or father or something like this, the person that you are with, your companion, the dog, your companion, your current companion may get jealous. And with this right here, I don't think that's going to be healthy. It may be time for you to clear out of a relationship if you're with someone like that. If they're so insecure. I can imagine. Listen, I used to be with someone who was so insecure. It wasn't even funny. He's an Aries. Very, very jealous of one of my other baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? And every time he was mentioned or every time he came around, for any reason, we ended up in some kind of argument or spat or something. There was something going to come from it. But I knew that stemmed from jealousy. And that quickly started to get on my nerves. It would piss me off. And you know what I'm saying? But it's just, you may be dealing with someone like that as well. Now, also, I looked up some other information about when I was looking up Ice Cube, something caught my eye, and it was saying that in 1986 he joined a trio, and the name of that trio group was called CIA. And then in 1986, well, no, 19, and he was 16 at the time. 16 is tower energy. That's Scorpio energy. That's something being broken down. All of this square energy is causing so much friction on June the 15th to where something is going to, or someone is going to explode, something is going to be broken down, and there's going to be something that is going to cause you to think about or give you an opportunity to start something on a clean slate. Tower energy. To let something go, and make space for something new. For sure. You know, the new moon is going to be coming up on June the 25th. So June the 15th, it might be an explosive day. Or there could be something with explosions or something. Because this is astro-seek. This is not only directly affecting us as Scorpios. It is going to affect the collective, but with all the Mars energy, this is why I'm talking on this channel about the dream. Normally this type of video would be on eyeshadow and omens, so check that channel out. That's going to be the dream interpretation channel, and you can even email me about your dream, and we can interpret it and pull cards on it and make a video about it for the collective. Okay. And that'll be on eyeshadow and omens. That's what that channel is for. But anyway, in 1992, he was in a thriller movie called Trespass. Now, it was some white men in the hood that had found out about some gold, and Ice Cube and Ice-T, and some other people. It was like a clique, maybe like 4 dudes that ran deep or whatever. It was inside of this building, and they had these confrontations and whatever like that. And Ice Cube like, what y'all down here for anyway, for real? Like, what's going on? And the white dude was like, we down here searching for gold. So you may have a situation where someone could be trying to trespass on your property and take something that they know should belong to you, or something like that. That's possible. Okay, so I just wanted to mention those things to you about June the 15th, the possibilities of what you could be dealing with. And I think it would be better for you to brace yourself, you know, be not like necessarily anticipating the shit to happen, because it, you know, it's not going to happen for everybody. But I think there's definitely going to be an opportunity for you to clear something up or out. Maybe to bury something. I think a prairie dog is kind of like one of those, you know, they make little holes, or they bury things or something like that. I'm not sure really, but I think they do. So maybe there's something that you've been burying that it's going to come up. And I got to say it like this. For somebody, some shit is going to hit the fan on the 15th. But it's happening because it's time for something new. Maybe it's time for you to invest in something or someone new. This something or someone could be you. Invest more in yourself. Okay, and you know, I really feel like you've been suppressing, burying something like under the sand. That's possible. Let's get another tarot message out here for you. And really, the way that this went, I had planned on getting a message from a main card. This is for the end, but it's like something is moving. Something, the way that it's going out, the way that I'm shuffling the cards, it turns out to be backwards from what I initially intended. So maybe you have a situation where things are kind of going fine, and then things just seems like things just start going backwards or something. A square, those two squares like that in that one day, The only two major transits that are happening on June the 15th, and it's two squares, and they have to do with the only two planets of expansion. Uranus being like spontaneous kind of combustion expansion. Jupiter's going to expand on whatever it is in front of it, whether it's positive or negative. Uranus is really going to probably blow things all out of proportion. It's connected to air energy. Jupiter is connected to fire energy. Mars connected to fire energy. So these energies right here, something is going to get heated. It may be some heated conversations, arguments, things like that. I don't know. Could be with church folk. I don't know. It's on Sunday. You also have the Six of Water with pleasure. Six of Cups is the energy of somebody coming back. This could be an ex. This could be an ex coming back, maybe causing problems. Your current person might not be insecure. That's not going to be for everybody. This person, some of you with a true, you know what I'm saying? They're here for you. They understand what the ex is on. They understand that the ex is possibly not happy. You know what I'm saying? But you are, some of you do have someone who is going to be there for you. They are your ride or die. This new person, they are solid. Some of you have a solid person that's like, I already know what they own. And this is about me and you being open, being honest, look open and honest with each other. I'm here for you. Yeah. I don't care if they do try to keep coming back. Long as you put them in their place. Because that's, somebody that's you connected with them. Your person, whoever your boyfriend, girlfriend, new wife, new husband, new companion, they shouldn't have to get that person in place. That's your job. That's your job because that's who you have the history with. They don't. Don't put them in that position. Okay, don't make them have to be in that position. What's on the top of the deck and the bottom of the deck? Ace of Wands. Look at it. Ace of Fire. This is ego right here. Ego, pride. Somebody's reminiscing. It is Father's Day. You got the Nine of Cups. Nines are about wrapping something up. The Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment kind of energy. And look at that Leo energy right there on the bottom of the deck. It's the number 11 in this deck, but with the cat, this is telling me this is strength card. Okay, life force, the solar plexus energy, the sun. Okay, yeah, some light is going to need to be shed on a situation. In top of the deck is the Six of Earth, Six of Pentacles with breakthrough. This is definitely talking about June. Okay, so June the 15th is going to be an opportunity for a breakthrough. It's going to come. It may not come easy, but it's going to be an opportunity for a breakthrough. And whatever this new breakthrough is, it's going to be like a wish fulfillment. This might be the last time that your ex comes back trying to break up your new relationship or something like that. Once they see whatever you're trying to do is not working, it's not happening. Maybe they just, that's it. And they just take themselves on somewhere because they're like, I done tried this so many times. It's not happening. And maybe they get it. Maybe something clicks. But whatever's happening on June the 15th, it is creating the space with the energy of the Tower. It's creating the space for wishes to be fulfilled, for an overflow of abundance, for something to come back to you, for something good to come back to you. Shoot, maybe you're going to be in a position where if your current relationship is with someone who is very insecure, if there is a breakup, it's making space for a soulmate to come in who is going to be your wish fulfillment. Six of Cups can be like a past life soulmate. Okay. I hope something resonates. So let's go and get a message from the Shaman's Dream Oracle and see what comes out. And then we'll read the story about the prairie dog. Thank you, Scorpio, for spending this time with me and listening to my dream. But I told you, I told you. These dreams, there's going to be activations. Dreams are going to be vivid. Oh, yeah. And then in a part of the dream, the girl and Ice Cube and she had a daughter that might have been a year old or something like this. And I feel like when I was looking and writing everything down, I was like, oh my gosh, the baby was like a light-skinned baby. That could have been me, my inner child. Me seeing my inner child, because the girl told Ice Cube, she was saying that her baby girl, she was like, she's gonna grow up and be just like her right there. And when I looked up at them and I shook my head to confirm, yes, she surely is. Ice Cube was kind of like, damn, she can see us, she could hear us. So I don't know, that could have been spirit saying that my clairaudience is going to be clicking in, or something like that, because I could hear, and maybe clairvoyance or something like that, because I could see and hear them. And it was kind of like his reaction was like, she should not be able to see or hear us. How could she see or hear us? So I don't know what that meant. Okay, but that could mean something particular to you as well. Okay. But there's some major shifts that are taking place. Consciousness is expanding all over the earth. Look at the perfect storm. The master number 44 and the number 36. Lost in space. Needing direction. Courage to step into life. I just want to give one. If more than one comes back out, I'll just take the top one. And if one of those comes back out, then you know that they were the messages meant for this reading. But the master number 44 is saying, master numbers cannot be broken down. Okay, we'll just take this one. Resonating. Oh my gosh. The number 7 with the whale here. Something is turning around. You got the moon maiden that came out too with new beginnings. I feel like these are definitely messages for here with the new beginnings, the 2 aces right there. And I'm saying this also because look at all this water energy. Look at how it came. This is moon maiden saying new beginnings, coming right here with the 2 aces, which are about new beginnings, and these 2 blank cards. That's all new beginnings energy. And there's this energy of the ones, the 41 and the 61. The ones are the magician energy, Mercury energy, messages, the mind, and also using your resources to create this new beginning, the new life, the new product, or whatever it is that you wish to create in your life. Okay. And the 4 is connected to the Emperor. Could be Aries energy here. The 6 is connected to the Lovers. That is Gemini energy right there. But this whale song coming in, talking about resonating, this is water energy right here with the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. So I know that these 2 are messages. If something is resonating, put a whale emoji in the comment section. I think that's what Spirit is saying. But I feel like these are 2 of your messages just off the strength of Pluto transiting into Aquarius. Aquarius is air sign. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, which those 2 Aquarius ruling planets are squaring off with Jupiter and Mars on June the 15th. And Pluto just moved into Aquarius and will be in Aquarius for about 20 years. 41 to 61 is 20. You see what I'm saying? It's the difference of 20. And so you could be between the age of 41 and 61. And this is resonating with you. But this is saying like, keep, something needs to turn around. Because for some of you, you just been like putting yourself maybe in this bubble. And I don't care what your situation has to deal with. You've been putting yourself in a bubble. And it's time for you to get back to fulfilling your dreams and wishes. Maybe you've been stuck in a bubble, like things have not been flowing. 6 + 1 is 7. That's the Chariot energy. You have a divine destiny, a purpose here. But maybe you're burying yourself in situations that need to be cleared up and cleared out so you can focus on a new life, a new beginning. That's possible. A new passion project that, you can end up making money from, or something like this. Okay, now there's the one by itself. Number 34, lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. There's a number 7 again. So maybe some of you are seeing 777. And I feel like this is your ancestors saying, listen, you can turn your luck around. You really can. Don't do what we did, or something like that. But your ancestors are guiding you. And they wanted you, I feel like with the ancestral wisdom coming out, this is your ancestors saying, listen, I need you, look, the fool's embrace. I need you to become strong. Don't let this situation break you down. You got to transmute some of this pain into positivity. You got to handle this situation better in a new way. You are the new wave. So something needs to change. It should not be the same old patterns coming back, being played out and things like that, Scorpio. That's what I feel like your ancestors are saying. There's the number 1 again on the top of the deck. A tidy house, clarity and organization. The energy of June the 15th is bringing this opportunity for you to clean house. And that's it, and that's all. You see what I'm saying? Like, I believe that is the main thing. And some of you may be cleaning house and cleaning home because it's time for you to, move. But it's something that needs to change. Something needs to be turned around with the well energy. The well, this well is about like turning things around. Let's see what the prairie dog message is. Thank you for spending all this time with us, Scorpio. Okay, so the prairie dog, the main message is starting on page 225. It's on 226 also. 224. Those could be look, 22. What was that? 22 on the bottom of the deck. So it's something significant about 22, possibly. The fool's embrace. Aries is ruled by Mars also. So the message, there's this like a poem. It says, prairie dog calls me when it's time to rest, when it's time to honor the internal quest, to go into retreat so I may see a way to replenish the potential in me. And look at all these new beginnings, and the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So the prairie dog is about retreat. The prairie dog medicine teaches that strength and inspiration can be found by retreating into the stillness that quiets the mind. The strength of this medicine is also knowing when and how to replenish your life force. And that came up with the strength card on the bottom of the deck of the tarot, remember? Prairie dog medicine people tend to seek self-empowerment in silence and in activity. So if you have somebody coming around, just, you know what I'm saying? It's like you put them in a place and don't give that energy the time of day. And sometimes when you ignore them totally, you don't respond to them in the ways outside of, if it has something to do with the child or something like that, they'll take their asses on somewhere. Or you may have to tell them, look, you're going to take your ass on somewhere. I don't know. That just came out. It might just have to come out just like that. I don't know, man. And he said, I just feel like something you got to put your foot down. For real. Lay of the land. Let's give me that energy of trespass. You listen. You in the wrong territory. Come on up away from over here. Go on. And for real, don't come back. People don't realize what they have until it's gone. You know, that's how it goes most times. Okay? So if anything is resonating, be sure resonating is the key word, okay? Resonating. Spam the comment section with resonating and a whale emoji. But anyway, Scorpio says the prairie dog medicine people tend to seek self-empowerment in silence and inactivity, where they can assess dreams and visions without intrusions of worldly chaos. When they re-enter the world, they are profound and powerful anchors of calm, resolve amid life's storms. The medicine of prairie dog is applicable to all of the Marmot tribe, which includes the ground squirrel clan, the gopher clan, the woodchuck clan, and the groundhog clan. Just as Native American warriors knew when to charge forward and when to become invisible, the Marmot tribe knows how and when to retreat. The prairie dog runs for the tunnels when a predator is on its trail. In the winter, it conserves energy by hibernating during the scarce time of cold moons. If prairie dog has surfaced in your cards today, it may be a warning that your body's fuel gauge could be running low. You might need a day of silence or retreat or regular activities before you become too exhausted to carry on. You may put your basic needs at the bottom of the to-do list. Burning the candle at both ends may weaken the punch when you normally pack when tackling the tasks at hand. Take a much needed break before you crash and burn. The prairie dog teaches you that in order to access your gifts of inspiration and renewal, you must be at peace with yourself and rested enough to recognize the blessings being offered. That's the new beginnings, the blessings being offered. If you have been battling a situation without gaining ground, prairie dog reminds you that pushing too hard can create a resistance that does not allow for interaction. Take a break. Give it a rest. After a comfortable and relaxed time, you can return with a fresh perspective. In the meantime, the dynamics of the situation may have changed because your retreat allows the present challenge to work itself out. And it may be some stuff going on within the family. You like, listen, I'm not in this. Every time we get together, it's some shit. I'm not in it. I'm not in it. You know. There is an ample strength available if you quit pushing and go with the flow. Okay. Prairie dog says its tunnel runs both ways. Now is the time to choose the back door exit for some rest and relaxation. And I was going through doors, you know what I'm saying? But I know that I have been going hard really in this channel and uploading a whole lot in February, March, April, and kind of in May. I kind of took a breather. In June, I've been like kind of back at maybe one or maybe two videos a day, but still uploading every day. But I don't have a lot of tension and all that going on in my life because I have been going on my journey and disconnecting from the chaos. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, it really helps to disconnect from the chaos. It really helps to love your family from a distance if you have to. It really helps to move. I moved to a totally different state. It really helps. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you start the healing journey and start to disconnect right there where you are. So like, say you want to move to get away from something, you could enter into a new environment with totally different people, but the same type of situation. And that would be because you did not start the healing journey before. And you felt like you could take something somewhere else. It's like if you go to one job and you leave a job because of drama and chaos just to go to a new job, and it's the same energy there, that's because you moved from, it was a lateral move. You see what I'm saying? You didn't get off of that vibration. And so the new job is, if it's there, it's giving you the opportunity to go ahead and disconnect from that frequency. You know what I'm saying? The contrary, which would be this card in the reverse, I'll read it anyway. It says, oops, the worry bug may have bitten Prairie Dog, and it has reappeared in the contrary. Wow, has a workaholic syndrome gotten the best of your inner knowing and sensible outlook on life? And that's just what I was talking about, but I wasn't reading in the book. You just got to trust me. It says, have you been tunneling in a non-productive direction because you forgot to come up for air? Look around and get your bearings. Is that possible? Have you become addicted to the adrenaline created by scurrying to catch up? If you get sick from the chaos of overactivity, you may have an unwelcome or enforced rest period at hand. This is that tower energy. Like, if you don't slow down, spirit will cause you to, maybe become ill or something like that. And you have to take that time off, because you cannot get up and go and be at work sick or something like that. That's possible for tower moments to happen. And this is why if something becomes heated, you're going to have to nip it in the bud. June the 15th will be your opportunity to nip it in the bud for once and for all, because you cannot keep burying or hiding behind it or something like that. It says you may have an unwelcome or enforced period of rest at hand. Constant stress can steal your inspiration and your ability to think on your feet. Another contrary message of the Prairie Dog is believing that compromise or retreat is a sign of weakness. Goodbye lie. That's a lie. Okay. It says you can get stuck in this one-way tunnel if you let your head get too big. And I told you it was something with ego. Okay. If you cannot be still, be comfortable alone, and or if you cannot delegate responsibility, you need a reality check. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you got a situation like this, and if it's with an ex, that 6 of Cups came up. If it's with an ex and you got the 9 of Cups right here, right beside you, literally right beside you, this is like, man, I really love this person and everything, but if your ex keep coming up and you not putting your damn foot down, the love of your life, this joy, all of this, you're going to ruin that. Because they're going to be like, you need to put your foot down. You know what I'm saying? May need to be the man. The Ace of Wands. It may need to be the man. Even if you're the woman. Like for me, I did not need the man to put anybody else in check. I would tell somebody, any ex, you want to come around, you want to be on some silly shit, you're going to have to deal with me. They already know they don't want to deal with me because everybody think I'm psycho because I'm a Scorpio. And I don't play games for real. So it's like, you need to get the hell on. You know what I'm saying? If someone was to come with some mess, you see what I'm saying? But it may be a situation where, you're the female and your guy may need to talk man to your ex or something like that. But I don't know. I just feel like whoever has the relationship with the ex needs to be the one to put the ex in place. If the ex want to keep overstepping boundaries, then the divine masculine, whoever has the penis, Ace of Wands, needs to go man to man and say, look, you know what I'm saying? Female, I don't know. Maybe you need to talk woman to woman. But if it's a female causing this mess, then she's not a real woman anyway. So you as a man need to be like, look, you not about to keep coming around and you're not going to interrupt this. So something had to be done, or something gonna have to be done. You know what I mean? But she needs to know, and he needs to know where to step off. And now is the time, because now if you're in a relationship now, and it's always been like you should be building something, but especially in these times, power couples are needed. I believe anyway. That's just me. You understand? But if you cannot be still, you need a reality check. Do not be afraid to take a break to refill your resources and to adopt a healthy, more relaxed viewpoint. Contrary, Prairie Dog also teaches that pushing too hard can have a dire consequence. Okay, they can have dire consequences when you push too hard. The cemeteries are filled with people who once believed that they were indispensable. Ooh. And look, that's not my words. Oh my gosh. And I'm not promoting, but what this is saying is people have worked themselves in the ground, literally worked themselves to death because they did not take a break. They did not take a break. They just work yourself in the ground, work yourself in the ground. And this vessel, this body is not built for that. The soul can handle everything, but the physical body cannot. And the soul will live on and do whatever it does. But the physical body needs rest. Okay? And so you may need a break. But it may be something that you're burying yourself deep up under. And you need to come up, handle the business, and put something to rest for once and for all. Okay, Scorpio, I hope something resonated. I hope that it was beneficial. Thank you for sticking around for so long. And until next time, we'll see you in another video. Love.